And we're live.
One, two, three, go, Matt.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the table. I will not be your GM tonight because we are playing a GM-less game, but I will be facilitating, though I have no more power than the lowly, good-for-nothing players that I will be playing with on this lovely, wonderful Tuesday evening. I'm going to have everyone introduce themselves, and then I'll introduce the game a little bit and say what we're doing. Andre, if you want to start.
Sure. Hi, my name's Andre. I'm a professional crypto mycologist, and I was told not to shave for this event.
Eve?
Oh, I'm next. Cool.
Oh, you're next. I don't know.
I need a clear go, I told you. I'm Eve. I'm a university student in education. And my favorite thing to do is create characters that become, like, antagonists. I think that's really cool.
We've seen that. We've seen that happen.
Love a villain, or two or three.
I'm Mike. I paid over $30,000 for art degree, and I can't design a logo or win an elementary school bulletin board design contest.
Money well spent, baby.
I am Matt. I spent $80,000 on a graduate degree, and I run a daycare. So now that we've all aired that, tonight, so we're starting a company. This isn't just a stream. We are like legit business people. Look how professional we are. My shirt has a collar on it. And what we are going to be doing is
just to be full.
Yeah, I was alighting that point a little bit. We are going to be starting a stream of a game that some of you might have heard of called Dungeons and Dragons. That stream will not be starting for some months now, but we are prepping for it. We are getting ready. And part of that is doing some world building, which we'll be doing tonight. Tonight, we are going to be playing a game called Kingdom, specifically the second edition of Kingdom, the newest update, which is, as I mentioned, GM-less. There is nobody running this game. We are all just players. It is diceless. We will not be rolling any dice, but it is not ruleless. We have rules that we are going to follow as we do this. And
is it bottomless, Matt? Or
no, eventually we are going to stop the stream and decide it is over. Although it might go past tonight. We might do like a half-C version of the game tonight. And
it's only bottomless in terms of level of taste.
Yes, yes. This goes right down to the gutter. We can actually make it into a gutter. So the idea of Kingdom is we're going to create our kingdom. But a kingdom in terms of this game, this is why I chose it for us to play, is kind of whatever community you're going to build. Some of the suggested ones are even like, it could be, your kingdom could be a pharmaceutical company, right? And playing it that way. It could be an actual like full medieval kingdom. In our case, and this part, although the players are not familiar with the game, I'm the only one that read the rules. But in our case, we are going to make a community. We are going to make one single neighborhood in a vast, expansive city called Parsa, where our D&D game is going to take place. There are things I know about Parsa. There are things I cannot tell this group about Parsa, but everything kind of about this neighborhood is going to come from this game we're playing right here. So let me think about the information. So it is based off a Dungeons and Dragons campaign. So like the characters that we create, both the peripheral characters to our story and our own characters, because we are all going to make our own main characters and a side character. At least one each we're going to make for ourselves. And they could be, any of those D&D things. They can be gnomes, halflings, tieflings. They can be prakirtikroots, the ox people of the Free Plains. But Do not, my friends, here in front of me, think that the character that is your main character you create tonight is going to be your main character when we play the game. Separate that. I think my thought is that while we may later decide to choose one of these characters and put them into as a PC of the game, the D&D game we're playing, I really want this to like populate the world in which our D&D characters will be placed. Does that make sense?
Yes, Chief.
Okay. Wonderful.
So these might end up as NPCs?
That is more my thought. They might end up dying. Guys, there's a possibility that this kingdom by the end of the game is destroyed. Which could mean, right? I don't fucking know. The ground opens up and it's swallowed up. It could mean an economic destruction and it becomes like the rundown neighborhood that used to be really cool, whatever it is. Destruction can mean a lot of things, but that's a very real thing that could happen.
We just get fucking gentrified at the end. What the hell?
We could get.
We could start building plastic houses around. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it could be Starbucks galore. Every street corner.
You guys know those gentrification buildings that they build where it just looks like they're like Lego houses, like they're like just not even real, like they're not even. They look like they're made out of like fucking plastic.
Yeah.
It's awful.
And they're the same in every city.
Gentrification are us, I think is what it says on the side of all those buildings. Yes. So we are going to go through certain steps while we make our kingdom. But the first thing we're going to do collectively, oh friends of mine, is figure out what our kingdom is.
Before we do that, just quick message to the viewers at home. This is the first stream, so let us know if there's any sound issues. We can fix it right away.
Maybe you can.
Okay, I will fix it right away.
Yeah, we'll definitely keep an eye out on that. And I'd love to hear ideas that will probably be entirely ignored, but I still want to hear what you think. Okay, thanks all for the chat.
Thanks so much.
About what?
What kind of neighborhood are we? Right? Like, who lives here? Is it well off? Is it a big mix of people? Is it a high trafficked area? Is it a little more suburban?
This is a really big decision to start with.
I feel like bustling area is like more interesting.
So bustling.
Can we have a big fountain in the middle with like?
We are going to come up with locations. That's step 3. Step 1 is what is your kingdom? And we can. This can be. This is brainstorming.
I'm thinking of definitely, like, I think what's important to me is that it feels very like diverse. Like I really want to feel that sense of it's a city environment. There are different cultures and species and ethnicities and religions. I just think that melting pot thing needs to be in there for me. I don't want to be playing in like the rich part of town where it's like, you know what I mean? That's not what interests me personally.
I agree.
Yep. Bustling, diverse.
So are we talking like a high street or are we talking like an open air market type of style? And how big is this neighborhood? Is that something we get to decide?
We get to decide all of it, baby.
Ooh. I want the neighborhood just to be like one street. Just one street. That's
like
literally
a long street.
Good mix.
Yeah.
What is it called?
Oh, that's complicated. I'm bad with names.
It's called Grunion Run.
No, you just made that canon. What the fuck?
Grunion? That sounds like something you'd find growing under your foot.
It's a real thing. Look it up.
I don't want to.
No.
I don't. Chat.
Look beautiful. It's a miracle. It's a miracle of nature.
And describe with you.
Yeah, chat. Just let us know.
Your words what a grunion looks like. What does a grunion smell like to you?
I've got a grunion. I gotta.
Fine, I'll explain it. Have you ever heard of a Grunion Run? Every year from March through August, a mystifying phenomenon takes place at night here at our local beaches. Small fish make their way out of the sandy shores during the high tides of full and new moons. That's what I read on the internet.
Cool.
Very good.
So, is it going to be a waterfront street?
I don't know, Matt, because I don't know if there is water. Because
there's water. There's water.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I thought we were in the middle of a giant, like, mountain cauldron. Is there a lake?
There is. If we put a lake in there is a lake.
Can we be a fish market? Like a smelly, stinky ass fucking fish market street.
Bustling, diverse, smelly fish market.
Okay, then like a food market then, not just fishes. Yeah?
I mean, we're just like a lakeside. We're like by the water.
I feel like it's all contradictory. Like it's bustling, but it's a fish market.
Oh, it's a bustling fish market.
Bustling, diverse, fishy market district on
I literally wanted to make
on the
a
shores
whorehouse, and now I feel like I can't.
You can make a whorehouse.
Oh,
absolutely.
Next to a fucking fish.
Well, it already smells fishy, so.
You don't have to be a fish market, guys. I'm open to suggestions.
Well,
it's already called Grunion Run, so what?
Doesn't need to be called Grunion. Not everything I'm saying needs to be the one.
This is brainstorming, and I don't mind spending time on this. Let's say.
Don't take me throwing ideas for being the final thing it has to be.
Like Runyon Canyon and Hollywood Hills.
This is now that I said it, though. Good luck getting it out of your head. Good luck.
Yeah, exactly. It's basically canon now.
Grunion
Fishy market district on the shores of a lake. Lovely.
Does that feel good? Try it on. Walk around in it for a moment.
How's the sushi scene over here? We have like sushi street food.
I don't know.
I love sushi.
Do you do a lot of freshwater sushi?
Yeah, I mean, what about like escargot?
Ew.
You could get some of that. What do you mean, ew? You're French, aren't you?
I'm not from France.
What? They don't eat snails in Canada?
They eat moose.
Yeah, eat your bugs and shit. I'm over here on my Dunkin' Ice.
All right. I'm going to the escargot stand.
I guarantee Tim Hortons has escargot. Guaranteed.
I need to try it, I guess. I've never seen it.
Okay, so we are I hope I spelled Grunion right. I'm taking it from chat.
Gru, yep. Nion. It's like Gru and then the end
It's
of
even
onion.
worse than I thought.
Okay.
It's literally just Bunyan, except grunt on the front.
Good. Grunion Run, a bustling, diverse, fishy market district on the shores of a lake. That's it. Look at this great grand kingdom we have created.
I'm so
we are now.
So far.
Me too. I hate this neighborhood.
We are...
Wait. Okay, what do you guys want to be then?
I mean, we could. We don't need to take Mike's idea.
So what? Yeah, no. Okay, what I had in mind is I'm down with the long street, right? Where it's like a lot of little buildings really like stuck to each other, and you can tell that they're literally building on top of each other. Like it's like very built up and forward, if that makes sense, right? Horizontally and vertically. And it's like, so like there's whorehouses, there's casinos, there's anything entertainment related. Okay, this is where you go to get fucked up.
Yes, this is way more up my alley. I mean, we can have a fish market too, but maybe it's like a nice indoor ventilated space with some like refrigeration.
Motherfuckers want to gentrify my fish market. I hate you.
Dude, there's gonna be like junkies sitting in the alleys outside the casino.
You know, I don't hate the are like a bustling waterfront kind of like there are some entertainment districts, but it also makes sense there would be like fish market, like maybe like locations. How about I add, and I'll just put this in here as a placeholder for later. But we can have like fish market. Why did it disappear? We could also put like entertainment spaces, and we can like go from there.
This is how the brainstorm. This is how the brainstorm for like Bob's Burger started. This is the exact same script.
It says fish market twice. Okay, I like that actually.
I'm working on it.
I don't even know where you see that. Where do you see that?
This is a really old neighborhood to me.
If we have
started as like a smelly waterfront fish market, and now that the nice people have taken over.
I already have my first character. It's the last fish vendor.
The last of his kind.
The casinos drove me out.
Yes.
Oh wait,
I love
wait,
it. So
wait,
it's an old
no,
neighborhood that has
I have an
recently
idea.
become more popular.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah, I have. Wait, but that's good though. Like, imagine like in the olden days when tradition reigned supreme. It was like a fishing area that was like, I don't know, very traditional. And then as Parsa grew, it just like it made more money, you know, kitching, kitching, and it was like,
Mhm.
fuck fishes. It's only a little lake in this very vast mountain area that we have. So like, let's build entertainment on top of it. Bam!
Mike's
Hell yeah.
character is going to be the last fish vendor,
And it works even better.
My character is going to be the guy who made the first discotheque in this area, and like his name is going to be Hans, and it's going to be wonderful. Like I'm getting ahead of myself. Step two
Step 2.
is we need to brainstorm 3 threats to Grunion Run.
Fucking hell, I hate that.
These are
fucking
things.
zoning district. Like
These
the
are
zoning people. That's
yeah.
the
These are
biggest threat.
things in our kingdom that they're worried about, right? That endanger the status quo.
They're gonna come in here with their survey equipment, and they're gonna change this whole freaking block to residential. And then what the hell are we gonna do with ourselves? We're gonna be out here with our pants down. Money's gonna stop.
Here's the thing. Interesting thing about this, and so I'm going to give a little bit of the world building to make sure that it's fitting into the campaign too. Neighborhoods in Parsa, in this city we're going to be playing on, are mostly locally run.
What does that mean?
That means like there are people, like there is a person in charge of Grunion Run.
Okay.
Think like what are the chat, help me out here. In Chicago, what are the like local people?
Alderman.
Yeah, like local aldermen in a city like Chicago where they have like shit loads of power. That's yeah. So that kind of thing. So that could be a group of people, it could be a single person, but like Grunion Run is run by people in Grunion Run. And I want to say that sentence so many times.
It's actually Grunion Runyon, so get it right.
But the Grunion Run is the annual marathon that you have to run all of Grunion Run.
Then
at the end you get an onion.
So
it's an ancient tradition.
Oh my god.
The game suggests having a mix of internal threats and external threats.
Fucking casinos. That's the biggest internal threat.
So yeah, so I've heard like zoning board.
Yeah, that doesn't really make sense.
That's a little tougher because there's not a city planner in this like pseudo medieval city.
I got a threat for you. We've got freaking climate change, and the snow on the mountaintops is melting, and the freaking lake won't stop rising. So every year we lose like 3 inches of waterfront.
That's
Pretty
good.
soon we're gonna be drowning.
And that's why they started building on top of each other.
Boom. We need stilts up in this.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. So losing
water will overtake the land, and there'll be no land left. But you
the lake is expanding, and we're losing land. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and we need to dig like a new canal, but that's in the next district over, and that alderman sucks, so he won't let us. So we're stuck here with this lake water rising.
Okay, so the
like we could drain this thing, but
I'm just like it's if it was like climate change though, wouldn't the lake be drying out? Like wouldn't the snow eventually melt off completely and then it would just be
yeah, that's like 100 years from now. We're talking about like 2 years from now. But
no,
I mean,
I don't dislike I don't dislike that as like the being.
Wait, am I the one who bugged, or was everyone really silent for an extended period of time, and then all of you started talking at the same time?
I'm just trying to figure out if I like that idea.
I'm just trying to remember how climate change works right now.
It just feels very slow. It feels like a very like the lake's rising, you know.
Yeah, but you know like the Maldives or some shit? I forget what. Like one of those island nations that it used to be like 400 feet across, and now it's like 100 feet across. And in the last like 10 years, it's lost 75% of its land. That's what I'm envisioning. Granted, it's not the sea level; it's the lake level. But you know,
I like some kind of environmental threat. I think that's I think that's good. Yeah.
Okay, so one of them is frickin' climate change.
I'm so sorry. Ooh.
Olive went down the wrong pipe there.
No, it's my asthma kicking in. I'm laughing too much.
I'm thinking about internal threats, maybe between. You know, we kind of talked about like historically the people that had been in this neighborhood, and like the new people coming in and trying to change it.
Or to like just the locals and tourists. Like I just imagine like a Fed Hill. It's like this very touristy front, and then in all the neighborhoods behind it, it's like we're like these fucking guys.
That's good, actually. I like
the
it.
Casino.
That's wonderful. Yeah,
the
just
shitty casino.
Another one.
Locals versus tourists. Okay.
We're just from other parts of the city, but we just hate them.
Yeah.
We don't like them.
Get out of the run.
Get out of the run. Okay.
All right, so that's 2 threats, and we need 3.
Yeah.
So we have internal, external. Is there a third category?
No, it just said
Existential?
the endangered status quo. It points out that threats are only a starting point, right? Like that we're all.
I imagine in a neighborhood like
page.
this, probably prejudice would be one, or discord amongst the different groups living here. Like I think there's racism. You know, I think there's probably some level of religious intolerance. If you look at anything that stresses these multicultural groups.
Oh yeah, and like
Very
it's a hedonistic casino entertainment area. Maybe the religious ones are the ones that are all like pissed off about it.
But I don't know if I
Like,
want it to
what's
be
the
like,
stand?
but there's be a lot of religion. There'd be a lot of different religions. They might have all different views on it. It's more like the
Sure.
Oh yeah,
It's like there's also these competing. I'm thinking like maybe communities that are new to the city, or you know, like if we look at how cities kind of intake new residents, you know, usually they're moving into similar areas, and there's a huge mix of people from all over the world, you know, and I think that's kind of the vibe I want to get here. But I don't know, like maybe it's a situation where these casinos and shit, they actually employ people, so these people are coming in for the jobs, and they like settle down here, and their family, you know what I mean? Like, so that's like it's kind of developed over time, like a rich kind of quilt of different cultures, and yeah, I don't know.
yeah, but the casinos are also sucking money out of the like desperate and poor. It's not all high rollers up in Grunion Run. We've got the freaking last.
I think it's
fishmonger.
absolutely it's like I think the fact that there's a casino would absolutely be like predatory. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's not. Yeah, hopefully there's more than one.
And like,
too,
you know, when I
so-
said casino, I'm not like imagining like those big luxurious casinos. I'm imagining those like those predatory
I'm picturing
ones.
a shitty riverboat casino.
Yeah.
That goes to set sail on the lake and just
Yeah.
fucking let's fucking.
Chat suggests bees.
Bees, okay.
That's a good threat.
Are these like ground bees, or are these like area?
Most bees are ground.
They
Well,
could
they
they could be bees that carry diseases.
Ooh, that's good. And if it stings you, then like what happens?
bee disease. We're already getting into pestle. We already have.
Bees
Andre
are
already
good
has
animal guy. They're pollinators. We don't want to be slander bees.
What about wasps?
Oh,
Bioweapon bees that chat says.
So
how are the bees a threat though?
I would go for
bioweapon
something
bees,
that
that's
explores. I think
malevolent.
that I like that, but like I think that there's more to be said for a threat that's more like. I don't think a threat needs to just be like
death.
You know what I
or-
mean, like or an animal.
I actually really liked the religion thing, and I'm trying to think of it, mapping it onto the middling world where we play. Something about like those that worship like the major pantheon versus those that worship the gods of men.
Okay.
And like the gods of men are maybe a little more chill with their,
I'm so sorry.
you know, they're a lot of them are more Quakerish.
A little more impotent, a little more vanilla.
I should disagree. I feel like the default is people going with the major pantheon. I feel like the lesser gods are actually more. There's more there. Like if you, I know what it is to worship like one of the major. What if your god is just a Len? You know, you're just a priest, you're just a cleric of a Len. Like that's a cool fucking vibe, man.
Yeah, but then you just walk around barefoot. Like, what's the?
Yeah,
threat?
it's a cool fucking vibe,
Do
man.
it, baby.
It
I love it,
is.
but I don't see how it's not.
That's my set 40 character. He's a cleric of a Len. Called it.
Does that make it a good threat for us? You know what I mean? Like the major religion that might have like large churches with a lot of money, as opposed to these many gods of men. That
so like the mega church versus the like community.
Yeah, but I think it also would be not just the gods of men, because there might be other, you might have worshippers of other gods too. Like you might have dwarves who worship the dwarven pantheon. You might have elves worship the elvish pantheon. You might have goblins who worship like Magoobliot or something. You know what I mean?
God, it could be gods of men versus other racial gods. I don't know. I'm trying to think of what.
I think just in general there'd be a lot of religious kind of like, I demand a lot of churches, a lot of places.
SK Sard in chat says that it could be something like the sparrows from Game of Thrones, seemingly innocent proponents of the common folk, but undermining the rulers.
Religious leaders versus political leaders. I mean, I don't hate that either.
That's good. It's topical.
Or I think what we were saying before is like inter-religious strife kind of thing. I mean, if it's only one street and a lot of people live here, another thing about this city is you are not going to find a cathedral the way you do in many, like you don't find these grand churches. Nothing's actually that grand. So if we're talking like building up, we're really only talking a couple stories. Parsa is not a high built city purposely. It stays pretty low. So if this whole neighborhood is on one street and there's a lot of commerce, that kind of thing, there's not that much real estate for houses of worship. So even just like interreligious strife of like, oh, the walkers of Alen get to worship on the street, but whatever you motherfuckers get.
Yeah, no,
get your
like
building.
There's no temple or anything.
Where the else would we worship? We're the walkers, man. We fucking worship on the street.
Well, okay, Alen is
fucking walk the street.
They walk in. They're
fucking walking the street.
Their feet were made for walking. Does that sound good? Our threes are frickin' climate change, locals versus tourists, and religious strife. Yeah, sounds good to me.
Yep.
Step 3 is we're gonna have some locations because we're gonna be doing scenes in this, right? We're gonna be having scenes at different places. So we definitely need a fish market for Grunion Run, without a question.
Get some fish market vibes in the music scene right now in the playlist.
Can
I get bustling fish market?
I literally have a fish market.
It's like the tavern music, but you hear a wet sound in the background sometimes.
Yeah, I want to hear fish bodies slapping onto cutting boards. That's
right. That's the fucking sound.
Just slap.
It's character, man.
Okay. Entertainment spaces. I'm gonna make that into. We said casino, but gambling house.
Yeah,
might
gambling
be.
Dens.
When I think casino, I'm thinking something that's probably more grand than our.
I'm also imagining a lot of different characters of gambling. I imagine exclusive card game, like high roller card games, and second floor. You know what I mean? There's like all in the dice on the streets. There's like probably a lot of various.
And I feel like that would encourage consumption. So we're talking drugs, alcohol.
Yeah, we are.
Let's name these places. You know what I mean? Like let's.
Sorry.
Yeah. No. But I'm saying like where.
Go ahead.
We've got Ace in the Hole on the corner. That's the card shack. Where the cards are marked, if you know what to look for.
I know I'm repeating myself, but I really want a whorehouse somewhere, because I want to play like the matron of a whorehouse.
What's it called, Miss Matron?
Yeah, what's this whorehouse?
Let's not call it a whorehouse. That's a little bit.
What should we call it?
Yeah, I don't know the right term. I'm so sorry. Is that inappropriate?
I would call it maybe I would call it maybe. Yeah.
I was thinking about Westworld.
A sexy shed.
I was thinking about Westworld, and I'm pretty sure they call it a whorehouse there, which is why it just came to me.
I know, but I just think it's a problem.
Yeah, no, you're right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Bordello is the PC term.
Yeah. What's the name of Bordello? What's the name of your bordello, Eve?
My bordello is named Parsa's Finest.
Ooh. And
that's not the cop part, then.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
It's
Where the
also the
city
top
guard go to let loose.
Parsa's finest
This is
are
where they haze the new recruits.
our local bordello.
Oh, yeah.
Do we want to add like a housing project kind of thing, like a common house for people that don't have their own? Like I'm thinking if a lot of the real estate is taken up by commerce and that kind of thing, like are there people that are unhomed, so there's some sort of common house?
I like the idea. Yeah.
They go to the casinos and lose their
dwarves.
bottom dollar and end up in the common house.
I like that. So we've got some...
back to my original idea of the fountain. Maybe this plays into the locals versus tourists situation, where the locals need this fountain as an access to water, but the tourists constantly clog up the arteries and want to observe it because it's got some fancy statues or whatever. And
so,
the alderman wants the land for a new house, but the locals want to keep the fountain, the tourists want it too, and it's like this. So
I find it difficult to get into these specifics before I know more. Like I feel like it needs to be more of.
It can be a lot more vague than that if we want to do that. They suggest vague things. I like making other people come up with names for things. So I was a bit. Well, like if there's a central fountain.
I don't. The naming thing is weird for me unless I know where these things are coming from. It feels like.
Don't name it. Are there any other locations we want to have?
It's ace in the hole, by the way, Matt. Not.
Oh, that was a mistype.
What else do you want to see in the neighborhood, Mike? If you don't even like it without a name, just like what's out here.
Yeah, actually, the way they suggest it for it is actually more like an old chapel in the keep, a mossy forest where nobles hunt stag, a windswept battlement. Like they're pretty.
I would say if you're thinking. Yeah, I would say like definitely some kind of underground location. I like the idea of there being some kind of tunnel network. It's a very old city. There's previous layers of the city beneath the city street.
It's the grotto. Come play the lotto down.
Everything sounds so scummy when you say it. The grotto.
Dude, I'm a casino dude.
Head down in the grotto.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. That's definitely it. That's the grotto. I love it. That's definitely it. Yep.
I had one other.
That's like That's like the one you go down there. It's like you.
Yeah, maybe that's where you
do
go.
Some shit in the fucking grotto, man.
You chase the dragonborn down there. No, opium joke. Okay.
Chase the dragon. It was excellent.
I had this idea when we said it's kind of like a long strip. Maybe there's like a communal horse cart that gets driven back and forth, so people can like sit on it with their beverages and
actually.
Get from one side to the other. And it's like a couple carts together, and it has like a central track, and the fucking tourists just won't stop crossing, and they have to stop like every 50 feet.
A horse cart trolley is so good. I love that.
Okay, and it's driven by an orc, and it just has two like spikes, like it's a chariot from Dark Souls.
Yeah,
yeah. On the
fuck yeah.
You have to really be careful. Whoa,
it's good.
I think I'll put your eye out.
That orcish trolley driver is my next character, guys.
Is it only one orc, or is there like a rotation of orcs?
He built it. It's his.
It's his business. Holy shit.
He has.
That might be good for locations.
No.
Well, I actually. So now that you're saying it, like building on the physical space more.
Yeah.
I actually am getting more into like the idea of the visual of the different locations. So, I think like the idea of like vertical space is important. So if there's something underground, I know there's not like a super tall buildings, but maybe there are like taller trees, or there's like some kind of more vertical space there as well.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't even think of trees at all. Matt, you made a very spicy little comment earlier where you said it's purposefully not built too high. What the hell is that supposed to mean?
While Parsa is very much locally, I'm going to be very vague here, right? Purposely vague. While Parsa is mostly locally run, there are definitely powers that be in Parsa. And those powers make sure that there aren't skyscrapers. That there's not buildings more than 2 or 3 stories high.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
For reasons that your characters probably wouldn't necessarily know. So I'm not going to get into the whys of it. Yeah.
But what about like super tall? Like what about like an old ancient grove of trees, and there's like Aarakocra living in the like there's like houses in the branches up there. Like treehouse, kind of like Kashyyyk or Endor. Or no, not Endor. Yeah, Endor. No, I'm getting my Star Wars references mixed up.
Old growth trees with Aarakocra. I think I got it right. Population.
Yeah, like I like them as
like a screech of an Aarakocra in the tree. Hear that in the background?
Yeah,
like,
that's totally it.
But I like the idea like they have like they have like things like built like structures built into the trees themselves. There's like bridges going across, and you know they're chucking their buckets down onto the street below. You know what I mean? It's like I think there's like the idea of vertical space is cool. So maybe it's not buildings, these big trees.
Yeah, and I could see that being I'm not gonna put it into threats, but like I can see strife between like people that are like, yeah, man, we want to keep these trees, and other people that are like, well, I don't have a fucking home. Like, you know what I mean? Like we could use the space for that instead.
And I also think that like that could be good, like the environmental thing, and also the fact that like maybe the hidden benefit is like there's eyes in the sky, so if the neighborhood's under threat, then there'll be somebody up there will be like, hey, like there's somebody coming, get out,
and,
get your crowbar.
And that's why Grunion Run is only a single street, because on one side there's a lake, and on the other side there's this old forest that they don't want to cut down. I like that.
Yeah, interesting geography we got here.
And then there's like a bunch of side streets and alleyways. So there's a lot of corners. Like there's a lot of corners, but there's a lot of little small streets and cutting across it.
Yeah, it almost feels like there's a shanty because we keep talking about like the common house and the unhoused folks there. Yeah, there's shanties going up. The grotto's probably not a bad place to stay.
The grotto is probably awful, dude. It's underground.
It doesn't rain down there.
If I get fucking knifed in the grotto.
It's wet when it doesn't rain. I'm into that. Okay.
Where does the human waste go?
I mean, if we're going like traditional here, we would go onto the lake. Like that's where we would go. Nowhere else would go.
Disgusting.
Keeping it out of the lake would be impossible unless there's some kind of sophisticated fucking plumbing system, which is certainly not.
Well, if they would let us build this goddamn canal, the fucking neighbors are such assholes.
Let's start getting some characters or people. Not really characters because they're not like playable, but people here. We're gonna brainstorm some character ideas. They also suggest having this loosey-goosey. So, like for instance, I'm gonna add the orcish or just the orc. What did I call it? Trolley driver.
Yeah.
Like right, we kind of want to be vague in this way and just get a list of people to populate our Grunion Run. Who are the people living in the Grunion? Just way deep down in the Grunion.
The matron of Parsa's finest. and I picture her as this lady that takes in a lot of girls that, you know, need a home, a roof.
Eve can't stop herself from creating her character. She can't.
No.
She's been we're not playing for like 5 months, and she's emailing me questions about.
I'm not emailing you.
This isn't your character for the campaign, though. This is just a character.
No. It's the matron of Parsa's finest.
There we go. Okay. Yeah. Let's just throw them out, and I'll type them in.
Do we have hippie Aarakocra who walks the perimeter of the old growth and the street and makes sure no one's encroaching?
Hippie Aarakocra, beautiful.
I feel
who's
like...
our?
Go
ahead.
I was gonna say like with the gambling and the card shack and the bordello, I feel like it would bring probably like a not nice crowd. So like maybe like I don't have a character in mind, but like more so an idea of like thieves, maybe mercenary more so would be fitting. Or
I put thieves, dealers. Yeah. I put someone's gonna be like a gambling mogul, right? Like someone's making money off of this shit.
Oh
yeah.
Yeah, and he wears the top hat too.
top hat wearing gambling mogul. How do you say that word? Mogul?
Mogul.
Muggle.
No, that's people who
That,
use
you don't
magic.
get sued. That's all we said.
I just keep going back to Harry Potter.
No one
man.
said that. Don't even say it.
What? Going back
That's
to
what-
no,
No,
I didn't
sorry.
hear it. Sorry, I didn't hear it.
You have somebody going to like a magical school with all different like hall names and shit, and, like a
They-
diamond hall. Insane.
This we can fill up. They suggest doing like 3 times as many as there are players.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like 3 times as many like people to populate it.
So
They
I
could-
get
they
to
also
create
said-
3 characters.
No, just for this part. You might while we're throughout the game, yes, but
Oh, we forgot the first one Mike had suggested, the last fishmonger. The poor guy who's still heading out in that shitty lake in his little canoe
I
every
love it.
morning.
I love it. Oh my god, this is where Melvis's husband has gone to die.
That's
Um,
so good.
Damn, he made it all the way there. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, his story is one for the ages.
Yeah, we got
Let's see. We can also do groups of people. So like what like we have interreligious strife. Like what religious
I
group?
think the question is like, yeah, and the religious, and then who runs who's like the political leaders of this place?
That's also very interesting. I'm gonna put the Walkers of Elen
Yeah, for
because
sure.
they're one religious group that I love when they come up because they just walk around barefoot and sometimes ask people for money.
Is this street paved? Are they like hitting their little heels on the stones?
It might be cobblestone. It might be dirt. It might be kind of muddy because it's near the
Ooh, yeah.
waters.
Oh, if it's muddy, it needs like a catwalks all around the sides of the
Yeah, like muddy in the middle, but like boardwalk,
yeah.
and then everyone's shuffling because they don't want to step in the mud. Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you need to get the horse cart trolley, you're gonna hit some mud.
Yeah, we can put some people for like who are the political people? Is it like a council of people?
Well,
Are
I
they
think-
elected?
I
Or
think
is it-
too, the first thing too, I think, or one of the first things is if we got to discuss on the political and religious leaders, who are the people? Who are the groups that are living there? Who are the
Right.
who lives in this neighborhood?
Offer a suggestion.
I mean, I definitely imagine like we know there are probably orcs, right?
Sure.
Maybe there's a group of orcs and I don't know if they follow Grumsh or they follow a different god, but I think there's definitely an orc. I can imagine orcish presence here.
I
So
would
who-
expect it's very diverse if there's not everything, you know?
Yeah, but are there communities within this community? Like, you know what I mean? Like, well, there might be.
Oh, like that's where this species likes to hang out the most, kind of?
Well,
Or I imagine
mean,
kind
yeah.
of gangs in New York style, like the Aarakocras have a guy who runs the Aarakocra
Mhm.
operation.
Okay.
The goblins, maybe the aunties control the goblin,
Mm-hmm.
the goblin activities or whatever, and there's a powerful network of these goblin aunties, and each race has a different political structure
Okay.
or cross
So
races.
do
I'm
we have
definitely
like
writing goblin aunties.
dwarves running the grotto?
Oh, for sure.
I almost imagine the grotto though as like a darker place. Maybe they could run it, or maybe there'd be a dwarf's presence there. But I also imagine it being like Kenku and like fucking like maybe even like were rats and shit like that.
Ooh.
Shit.
This is a very furry neighborhood, is what you're
Maybe the
saying.
grotto is like the most integrated part of the play. You know what I mean? Like I almost think like everyone has their factions, and then you go in the grotto, and while it sucks down there, like.
Well, like the
Everything
giant,
else
like I
stuck
can imagine like
together.
this giant cisterns and like a bunch of like tunnels radiating off it, like an underground kind of city or whatever. And they all center there,
Yeah.
these giant cisterns, or whatever.
Yeah, and then there's some parts of it that are like the catacombs of Paris, where it's just like maybe not all the bones and shit, but just like super tight and weird ass old tunnels that lead
Yeah.
even deeper.
Maybe
I
like the
mean-
dwarves are like mining something down there,
Yeah.
like they found like some vein in their head, and there's like a mining operation going on.
Yeah, and it's illegal as hell too because
Oh, it's fucking
yeah.
super illegal. Yeah, because they're undermining the city itself.
Yes. Oh, I love it.
That's good. That's good. That's good.
Love that dwarf
Back on
miners
the
from-
surface, I had a quick idea. There must be some climate change deniers here who refuse to believe that the lake is rising, and everyone's fucking nuts. And the Earth is flat.
And also, before I forget, because I almost just forgot it. It almost just slipped. I felt it, but I just took it back.
Mm.
When you asked about political leaders, I'm
That's
thinking
what she said.
this. I'm thinking this gambling
Mogul.
He has to have political power with all that money.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure he's not elected. He's just like, fuck off, losers. You know?
Yeah, so maybe there's the alderman who's like the official leader, but then there's the unofficial leader.
Yeah.
I'm gonna write I like just calling it an alderman. Like at least maybe not every neighborhood in this city has an alderman, but like this neighborhood does.
I don't know what that is.
But are they elected or assigned? What was the? Do you have that decision already?
I don't care.
Well, because if it's
care, but,
elected, an election could be cool. If it's assigned, then people could be pissed.
We can figure that out as we go.
But I really like.
Guys, you just call it casual winning, and then you're fucking good. You call all the aldermen together.
Call the thing.
But I really like the idea that Andre just said that there's like the official power and then there's the unofficial power.
So that is a wonderful segue, Miss Eve, into making our characters.
Sick.
I don't know how we're going to do this because you all can't type in, so you might have to freehand. I don't know, guys. Honestly, if you just write this down on a paper in front of you, these are the things you're going to have to know, that sort of thing. Even if we don't share it, we can, that's fine.
I have a Word document open. We're fine.
Yeah.
Is the chat not going to have enough room?
I don't know. Okay. Whatever makes sense. Just make sure you write it down somewhere so we know this stuff. That's kind of where I am. So each player is going to make a main character that we're going to use to explore the fate of our kingdom. After we make our main character, we're going to create a minor character who's also part of our kingdom, but provides more of a supporting role. Throughout gameplay, just heads up, sometimes minor characters might become major character, that might happen, but that's what we're going to use. So the first thing we are going to decide before we even make the character is what are our roles. There are 3 roles that we can take on. Okay. And so some of us might have the same one. No one might take one of the roles, although and our roles can change as we play. Although it might be interesting to have at least, since there's 4 of us and 3 roles, if, I'm not to pigeonhole anybody at all, but it might be fun if everyone has one of them. Okay. Each player should pick a role as starting point for their character. Your role is critical part of the game, but it can change. The first role is power. You have authority over the kingdom. You decide what the kingdom does and what it doesn't do. The second one is perspective. You understand the kingdom, both its merits and its flaws. You can foresee the consequences of decisions the kingdom makes. So perspective knows how things are going to turn out. Okay? And the last one is touchstone. The touchstone reflects the desires of the people of the kingdom. Your attitude shows what the populace wants and how they are reacting to what is happening. So however the touchstone feels is how the people feel. Are there any questions about your roles? About what the roles are and what they do? So power, whoever is power, is literally going to decide what happens.
Sounds like a lot of responsibility.
Sure. Perspective decides the consequences of what happens. And touchstone decides how the kingdom feels about and thinks about and reacts to what happens.
Ooh. Oh, that's so interesting.
They are all, it changes as you go. But come on, one of those grabbed you. One of those.
I was very grabbed.
Perspective.
I take touchstone.
Eve is touchstone.
Sorry, Mike. You had to be faster than that.
Was I muted? Perspective's mine.
No, I know you said it.
Okay, good.
What about Matt though? What's he gonna be?
No, true.
I
don't know.
And there's 3 roles.
Do you want why, Mike? If you don't want to be power, I will be power.
Why? What is the other option though?
I can share touchstone.
Picking either touchstone or perspective. People can share. One person can have, or more than one person can have the same role, and some roles may not be taken at all.
Oh, okay.
Well, there's 3 roles. I feel like they're going to be taken.
Not if 4 people want to be touchstone, man.
No.
If we don't have a power, what happens?
I'll be power. I'll be power.
Ah, yeah. Okay. I know you're gonna make some epic stuff, though.
No, he wants to make it. Okay. And then I will double up. I also want to be perspective.
Excellent.
Yeah, I also want to be perspective. Okay. The second step of making our characters is to pick a concept for your character.
Done.
We're going to choose someone from the list we brainstorm that fits your role.
Done.
Oh, shit. Never mind. Undone.
I'm the matron. She's mine.
If you want to come up with a new, I mean, that's fine. We can add someone. I don't think that's a big deal. That's just the brainstorming part of it.
Well, you said primary and minor, right? So I had a primary and a minor.
Just stick with primary first for now. Your character must be part of the kingdom. Part of it, really part of it. Don't make a character that wouldn't care or be affected by what happens to the kingdom. They are part of it. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
You can make a character who hates being part of the kingdom, but they are part of it. So
are we sharing or are we doing this privately?
No. We're sharing. Yeah. No, we all know who we are.
The people get to know.
Yeah.
All right. So, concept that we didn't mention, since this is a pretty bustling neighborhood with a lot of different shit going on, there has to be some sort of law enforcement. Otherwise, things will get ugly. So I had.
There's not. Remember, this is, really like ancient worlds. There's not necessarily law enforcement.
So
go medieval cities. I mean, I guess. But really, people are.
It's not just any city,
but it's like Gangs of New York style.
It's
not like anything.
And it's.
We got enforcers.
It's very much run, locally.
So reporting to the alderman is a brigadier, who is used as a bodyguard, and also has a pretty good pulse on the underworld happenings around. Even if she can't affect them necessarily, she does understand how the reactions would happen. So I'd say this is one of the alderman's like assistants or posse.
I just need someone to tell me what an alderman is.
The person in charge.
Of anything?
Let's say you're 20 years old and then he's like 25. That's an older man.
So just like the more.
He's making a pun.
Oh, right. I just got it.
Thanks. I don't make puns. Alderman is like a mini mayor, kind of.
Like elected by the people?
In this case, we didn't decide that, but yeah, sometimes it's elected.
Sometimes
other times it's appointed.
Got it.
I'm gonna be.
I hope you use that accent for the matron.
I'm gonna be the gambling mogul working to build up the neighborhood. The only thing I have about him is he wears sunglasses indoors.
Oh yeah, it's part of the course.
Trying to come up with something original here. Mike, go first.
I'm
nervous.
Auntie Shaq's Grolt.
That's a fucking good voice. I need you to play a character with that voice.
Can you type like character names and stuff into the chat? And I can just work on like copying and pasting it kind of deal.
Oh wait, I can't type into the thing.
I don't know if you can go for it, but I think I messed up when I did.
Yeah, you did mess up.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Yeah, I think I've ruined it.
You ruined it. Ruined it.
Oh, do you need more text than just the name of a character?
Oh, I don't know, man. I'm playing this stuff loosey goosey. I'm just trying to put it up so that we can all kind of see, so we remember each other's names at least, that kind of thing. I guess I gotta come up with my name. I might keep going through steps and do a name a little later. Auntie Shax Grult. Yeah, it's a lot of consonants in that.
It's great.
It sure is. Although I'll put that. Oh yeah, I'll put that under the name. Auntie Shax Grult.
Is Auntie singular spelled with a Y? I never knew
that. Mine is.
And Elizabeth Montpierre.
You almost had it.
What did I say? Oh,
Montpellier.
Oh,
exactly, Pellier? Elizabeth Montpellier.
Oh, I'm not reading. Pellier. Oh, okay.
I did make a French character, guys. I tell you, I made a French character for Eric's one shot. He was a bugbear chef who only served man. He only got human meat. His name was Francois Michel Laurent.
That's a great French name.
It was just FML was the abbreviation.
That's good. That's fucking good.
Okay. Cool. We are also going to choose our locations. So look at the list of locations and pick 2 places that your character would be found.
Well, obviously, Parsa's finest for me.
Yeah, we didn't really define like where the alderman's shit happens, because I feel like that's where my character would be.
We didn't. We can always, you can add a new place now if we find a need. We can certainly do that.
I think Brigadier Morgan likes to spend an evening at Parsa's finest, though.
I think my character will be most often found at Parsa's finest and at the common house.
I'm gonna put the gambling house.
Yeah.
Which
how did you know?
And
it's not recruiting to her though. She's helping out, okay?
Oh, okay.
She's for the people. She's a touchstone, okay?
Hell yeah.
I think he likes to hang out at the central fountain, actually. Like in the center of town, seeing what's around. Cool.
Where's Auntie? She just riding the cart all day?
Lives in the grotto.
Oh yeah.
Lives and works.
You just need a second location for Auntie.
Do for work?
She aunties.
Oh, I see.
I want to be clear, like, the power here is not the official power. It is the unofficial.
Nice.
But that's 100%. It doesn't have to be like, if it's a kingdom, it doesn't have to be the king, who really has the power. So, yeah, if you guys can just type your locations in, because I'm copying and pasting as we go. But after we pick our 2 locations, we are going to pick our bonds. We're going to describe our connections to the character to your left. And I think we'll go, I don't know, like clockwise, or, like we're sitting around a table with the way that the screens are here. Say what you need from them and what makes the relationship difficult.
Oh, that's difficult.
Wait, what's left?
So if we're going like a clock kind of, so you'd be to my left, or no, I'm sorry, I'm to your left.
Okay,
that's right. No, I'm to your right. Eve's to your left. You're to my left. I'm to Mike's left, and Mike is to Eve's left.
So, I would do the thing with Andre's character.
No, with Mike.
With Mike's.
Wait, I forgot what we're doing. What are we doing?
Okay, let me explain that again.
Thank you.
We're gonna describe your connection to the character to your left. Say what you need from them and what makes the relationship difficult. Discuss it with the other player to make sure it works for them. Your bond could be personal or related to your duties in the kingdom. It could be friendly, or it could put you at odds, but even the best relationship must include some tension or trouble. So in other words, you have connections to 2 characters. So like I'm going to I'll start and like propose a connection to Brigadier Morgan Honeywell. And I will say, so it says say what you need from them and what makes the relationship difficult. I need Honeywell to keep my establishment safe, but he hates my gambling house. Does that make sense? Because I think
the neighborhood.
Yeah, it causes problems. It brings the worst kind of people. Like I think
Honeywell identifies as she/her. Just so you
know. Okay. I will actually, if everyone can put their pronouns into chat, I'll put that on our shared character sheets too, just so that it makes it easier to see and share. I'm having trouble. Roll20 isn't great at the typing thing, both because you all can't do it and because I can't change sizes very well. Okay. Now, Andre, why don't you propose a connection with Eve's character while I try to pretty gussy all this stuff up?
So Brigadier Morgan, what she really needs from Elizabeth Montpellier is for her to stop swooping in and taking underage individuals from the common house and setting them on the wrong direction. There's plenty of work in the city.
But wait, isn't that the problem? We need the bond and the problem, don't we?
Oh shit. Oh well, I need you to unban me from your establishment so that I can spend a nice evening. But at the same time, I highly disapprove of your recruiting.
Seems contradictory there, Morgan.
Well, I'm a complicated woman.
Okay. Is it my turn?
Mike is holding his head in his hand. What are you alright there?
Yeah.
It's difficult, man.
I don't wear glasses, guys. These are just blue light glasses. I don't actually wear them.
What? Are you fucking kidding me?
No, I don't need glasses.
Wow, it must be nice, huh?
Yeah, seriously. What, do you have good vision too, Matt?
I have contacts in, dude. No, I do not. No, mine's all mine is very much manufactured, my site. Okay, yeah, so Eve, you will propose a connection with Mike character?
I think what I need from Auntie Shaq's cult is that wait, this is really difficult. I'm sorry.
Auntie's got what you need, baby.
I'm getting performance anxiety here.
I got you, kid.
I think I need from her that she sends the people in need to my establishment so I can help them. But my issue with Auntie Shaq's cult is that she sends me underage people. And we've come full circle, baby.
Fantastic. That's excellent.
I don't know if I want to be involved in sex trafficking. I don't think that's Auntie's vibe, actually.
Well, it wasn't my vibe either.
Yeah, I'm not like super into that idea. I'll be honest.
Let's flip it then. You keep sending old fucks.
Wait, where am I sending them?
To the Parsa's
my
finest.
Establishment.
For what? As clients or as
no,
as recruitment?
Talent. There's a high turnover at this place.
I want to say I didn't want to be hiring underage people either. So
yeah, I don't think we should do any of that.
Slash that, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, slash that. Get that out.
We're a bit problematic, aren't we?
I don't need to be fucking DDoX. They're like, I don't need fucking chewing on my ass. I have a fucking pizza place. I don't need that shit again. Auntie's got enough problems.
Oh my god.
No, I don't. All
right, I'm fixing it.
Mike, we couldn't hear that. We can't hear that. Wait.
No. Sorry. I'll keep sending you weird people, or like people who are not to your liking.
Yeah, okay, that works.
Or like just like fucking not the fit. Like I keep promising talent, and I provide not anything that's useful to you at all.
We changed my bond, Matt, with Elizabeth. There's a new one there.
I love how what her problem with me is Mike's character's fault. This is great. This is great.
Awesome.
That's what you get when you don't get upset.
Oh, this is good. Matt, I'm having fun. Kingdom 2 is great.
What do I do now? Does my turn do something?
You're gonna propose one for. I need a last name for Lars, guys.
Lars McGrabby.
No, that's awful.
It's got to be like a single word, like something powerful, like Lars.
I almost made his name a single word, just Yanni, but that's already somebody. I almost just made him Yanni.
Lars Boulder.
Oh.
No, that's not the vibe I'm going for.
What
Okay.
vibe are you going for?
Yeah, he like wears sunglasses all the time, and he makes really cool parties. He probably dances like this.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
I'm
Lars
vibing.
Ulrich. Lars Schneider. Lars
Gold.
I'm so sorry.
Lars Goldschlager.
Lars Golda.
Golder.
It just has an extra. It has an
Lars Gold.
Oh,
Lars Gold.
Lars Gold.
good.
Lars Gold. All right, there we go. Yeah, propose what is Auntie's connection to Lars?
Tribute, baby, and not enough of it.
Hell yeah.
I really.
You gotta be good. You gotta be good. You gotta be good to Auntie, kid.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
Yeah,
that
Mike.
you need.
It has to happen. This voice, I need to see it more often. You know.
Yeah, you need the tribute that I'm paying, but you're always wanting more.
No, Sonny, I need the tribute you aren't paying.
That's beautiful. Again, please type those bonds into the chat so I can copy and paste it as we are continuing to move forward. Now that you've finished your main character, if a different role seems...
Are we missing one? What? Oh, no.
Nope, that was it.
There's 2 per character, it says.
Nope, yep. Yeah, so, like, you have one with me, and you have one with Eve.
Gotcha.
You know, like, it goes both ways. Now that you finish your main character, if a different role seems like a better fit, you can switch right now. Just
really find myself growing into power, so I'm quite
I'm good.
The next step is we're going to make a minor character. Each player also makes a minor character to help flesh out the kingdom. Take an idea from the list and give them a name and brief description. That's all you need.
I want to play I want it to be Arakukra.
If everyone's okay with me being this orc trolley driver, I would love that.
Please.
But if somebody, Mike thought of him. If you want him, I will also be a dwarf miner from the grotto because that sounds fun too.
You may take the orc trolley driver.
Let me think of another freaking name. This is terrible.
I could tell you the best orc name I've ever heard. If you want to hear that, it's an NPC in Oblivion, and his name is just Burrs Grow Cash. I've never got it out of my head. What?
Burrs grow what now?
Burrs grow cash.
That's beautiful. What was the name of that font we were discussing earlier? Because I like that.
That was a weird one.
I think I might name an orc after that font. That'll be the name I am.
I gotta look.
It was like
It's like Arctic Gothic or some shit like that.
No. It was something Greaves? No, something. What is
It
it?
was something grotesque. It was like, where the fuck was it?
Yeah. So looking up fonts is really good programming, guys. It's really good entertainment.
It's not my turn right now.
We haven't even started turns yet.
We haven't even started the game.
Grotesque.
We haven't
No
started
one's
the
turn.
game yet, guys.
Yeah, and you know what's interesting about that? I was reading about that because I had to look it up. And what's the first word in that?
Accidents.
And that's like German, and it just means like parties, like high society. It doesn't mean like accidents. It means like high society affair. So affair is grotesque, and that's like such a good fucking
Holy
name.
shit! It's so good. We have to have that in the game. That doesn't.
You know what is interesting is that's like the pay brand. You have to pay for that one. It's like the name brand. The generic brand of that font is just Helvetica, which is super cool. Like just like just have pharmaceuticals have like in this hellscape we live in. I mean, I don't know how it's worked in Canada.
Wait, is it?
In America,
Helvetica
we have
has a serif font.
we have good medicine and bad medicine, and the good medicine is more expensive, and the bad medicine is less expensive. And the version of that font is Helvetica. It's like the generic.
Sick.
Okay. I think Andre, here we go. Here's your minor character.
Guys, I'm so sorry I'm coughing so much.
Okay, are those two different names? Oh no, that wasn't your name. Is not going to be. That's the font.
No.
Okay.
Accidents grotesque. My character's not cool enough for that name.
Are you saying that they're a minor or they're?
Oh yeah.
Mike, I just
no
need
traffic in minors.
No trafficking, please.
Mike, I need your whatever it's called.
My what?
I need Mike's minor character, and I need.
I gave it to you.
Eve's bond is here. I'm gonna just copy and paste it. Cool. All right. And I think we're ready to play the game.
Oh wait, we haven't started
Wait, what?
playing?
There's a game?
I mean, we play a game now.
How are we gonna play a game with no dice?
We're gonna play a game by following the rules and being our characters and playing a game.
Wow.
Can we take like 2 minutes, or is that gonna kill?
No, we can take 2 minutes. We're gonna take a break, everybody.
Yeah.
And when we come back, we're gonna play a game. We're gonna play a game called Kingdom.
Because we haven't been playing until now, so I hope you enjoyed that. But...
This is all foreplay, baby.
Maybe all of us will be wearing robes when you come back. You don't know. Maybe none of us will be wearing robes. That's the real. Okay. How do I sign off?
We'll see you under the table.
Oh!
You don't want to see what's happening under the table.
See you in 2 minutes, chat. I clicked on the wrong screen at first, but we're back now. Better than ever.
Welcome back to the table. We're gonna play a game, guys. That's fun. We're gonna set up our kingdom sheet, which we have. Notice there's on our thing, guys. For chat, don't worry about it. It's just like it looks like a flashcard that I typed onto. But there's a little card where we're gonna set up. We are gonna make our first crossroads. And it says, "Will the kingdom?" And we're gonna fill it up. That's just setting it up. Okay. Okay. So, kingdom in a nutshell. As we play kingdom, our kingdom will be confronted by a series of crossroads. For those watching stream, we are probably going to get through one crossroads tonight, because we might stumble a little bit since it's our first one. And then next time we play, we'll probably get through several more. Each of these crossroads is an important choice the kingdom must make and a major chapter of our story. Will the kingdom invade its neighbor? Will the outlaw magic? Blah, 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 blah. Our decision will change the course of our story, so it's important we pick crossroad that interests us. Before we decide which path the kingdom will take, we're going to play scenes to learn more about the situation and what our characters think and do about it. Our roles give us different ways to influence what happens, both as our characters and as players. So let's go over again. Perspective, which is myself playing Laz Gold, and Andre playing Brigadier Morgan Honeywell. Our perspective. It's our job to tell the consequences of our decision. You say what happens if we choose one path or another, and your predictions will come true. If our choices seem too easy, we can show everybody why it's more complicated than we thought. Like we're here to complicate things. The touchstone, who is Eve playing Elizabeth Montpellier.
You got it this time.
I got it. Eve, you show us how everyone in the kingdom feels. As soon as your character has an opinion or attitude, that is automatically what most people in the kingdom think too. You show us which outcome people want.
Cool.
Power, Michael playing Auntie Shax Grult.
Grult.
You have the most straightforward job. You are in charge. If you tell people in the kingdom to do something, they will do it, whether they like it or not. Other player characters, like our characters, don't have to obey, but you can make the kingdom punish people who don't listen to you, or reward those who do. If you feel your character changes as we're playing, right, you can change roles to something that fits better. And here's another fun one, guys. If someone is using their role to take the kingdom in a direction you don't like, you can overthrow them and take that role for yourself.
Ooh.
How do we do that, right?
You can seize power, show why Perspective's predictions are wrong, or how the people don't really feel the way Touchstone said. Okay, so after we've played scenes and learned more about the crossroad, it is power and only power who picks the kingdom's path. Yeah, okay, so we already went over that. And then after we finish, we'll start a new crossroads and confront the next decision. But be warned. If any of us thinks things have gone too far, the kingdom could reach a crisis and risk destruction, ending our game.
Oh, damn. I didn't realize this was like Iron Man mode.
Push for what you want, but be ready to face the consequences if you push too hard. At the start of your game, pick a player to go first. If someone has an idea for a crossroads, they should just start. On your turn, we're going to follow these steps. So, crossroads, if there's already a crossroads in play, that's the situation you feel with. Okay, so we are going to make crossroads. Okay? It's going to be an important decision the kingdom must make. So as we can see on the little crossroads paper, it literally asks, will the kingdom blank? Yes or no. That's it. It's a yes or no decision.
Okay.
Pose a simple yes or no decision the kingdom must make. Ask other players if the topic interests them. And if we all agree, then we describe the situation confronting the kingdom. What crisis is Grunion Run facing currently?
I've got one potential decision we need to make.
All right.
As a Grunion Run. Are we happy with our sewage flowing into our beautiful lake that provides the food for us? Or do we need to tear out the cesspit that is the grotto and replace it with a sewage system?
I mean, I think the obvious answer, there's an obvious answer to that question here.
And it's clearly yes. Looking good down there.
Oh yeah, Auntie agrees with that decision.
Yeah, so this is what we're gonna play out. We're all gonna have a turn to play this out.
Okay.
But that could be a good crossroads. Will the kingdom drain our sewage into the grotto? Does that work for everybody?
Wait, wasn't the grotto like some kind of top secret because like it's illegal as fuck?
Well, the surface layers of the grotto are well known, but what's deeper?
Yeah, maybe everyone knows the grotto is there, but they don't necessarily know what's going down in the grotto. That's kind of the way I was thinking about it.
Except the people that live in Grunion Run. That's the one.
Grunion.
Okay. Why do we? So now, what is happening? Like, why do we have to make that decision now? What details do we want about this?
I think you should probably tie into the climate change thing. Like the rising lake waters are flooding us with sewage.
Yeah,
that's actually that makes sense. Yeah.
Like normal places have a water line. We just have a poop line where the high tide goes and then recedes from.
Ew.
Oh, the poop line.
Are you telling me we're drinking what we're pooping?
I mean, what else are we gonna drink from the fountain?
You leave it. You leave it.
First.
You leave it out overnight, and then you drink it the next day. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, the water doesn't have any memory.
I'm into that. Cool.
Just a little homeopathy dig there for anyone who's into that.
Let's see. Yeah, isn't the idea like water has water has memory and remembers everyone's pet. Yeah, okay. Yeah, all water remembers going through my urethra. Crossroad.
Wait, so what's the scene we play? Are we all like at a bar talking about it, or what?
We are gonna once we have a crossroads, that's what we're talking about. And I think Andre, you're gonna go first.
I just want to say
you suggested it.
And like I think all of our characters like to hang out at my establishment, so if the conversation has to take place somewhere.
Yeah, so we're gonna I'm gonna keep going down this PDF I'm looking at.
I like every character.
Your scene is your chance to shine a spotlight on your character to see what they think and do about the crossroad. To start the scene, tell us who else is there, where you are, and what is going on. Your main character must be in the scene, and you have final say over who else is there. So we might suggest someone else is there. So I might be like, "Oh yeah, Lars I think should be there. What do you think?" Or like, or it could be a minor character. Like there could be our minor characters there, that sort of thing. 2 or 3 characters in a scene is ideal.
Okay.
But no one can enter the scene without your permission because it's your turn.
So I feel like for the first scene, everyone should be there. Is that not a good thing to do?
I mean, I don't know if Auntie and Lars like being seen in the same place too often.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, maybe Auntie's not in this one, but I think since I'm banned from
I love Auntie's voice.
Fucking Parsa's finest. Maybe we're out on the patio.
Oh, you're banned.
And I'm having a drink out there because I'm not allowed in as Brigadier Morgan. And I think it'd be great if Elizabeth was there, and if Laz happens to be passing by.
Yeah, I like that you're on the porch, and Laz is kind of like walking up and down the street, like taking note. And Elizabeth is.
I bring him a drink outside.
Outside.
Not in my establishment.
And then just what is going on? So I think we talked about that. Like, you know, you're stuck outside because you can't go in. Elizabeth bring you a drink, and I'm just kind of bumping into you.
I
as
will
I'm walking
say,
by.
Trigger warning, I'm gonna make my first attempt ever at playing a character with an accent.
Ooh.
And I'm gonna make it easy on me. She's gonna have a French accent, obviously.
Yes.
However,
how are you gonna do that?
I want to say, premise here, I'm not from France. I'm a proud Quebecer, which means that that's not how my accent sounds, and therefore, any mistake should be excused. That's my trigger warning right there. Okay. Oh, I'm nervous now. Stop.
So, Lizzie, you'll never guess what I heard from the alderman.
What is it?
You know our little sewage problem?
Yes, all of my girls are getting sick.
And you know how we also have a little grotto problem?
Yes, I'm not quite sure. I don't know how a French person would say that. I'm not quite sure about that one.
Well, I think it's clear that it'd be better if they were all gone. So what the alderman wants to do is divert our sewage. Instead of going into the lake, it's going to go down into the grotto.
I do not think Auntie will be pleased with that. Oh no,
Yep.
with that. Got it.
Oh, who's going to ask her anyway?
And then like down the street is Laz, and you don't hear it, but in his head he definitely hears like house music every time he's walking someplace in public. And he walks over and he looks at you, and you only know he looks at you because he turns his head. Because of the sunglasses, you wouldn't know if he was looking at you. This like kind of like clean cut hobgoblin in just fine clothes. It just says, "Madam Brigadier, it's so good to see you. Look at how clean.
Laws.
Look at how clean and well kept these streets are. You are truly a vision."
I don't know which one of us he's talking to because of the glasses.
Hello.
He clearly mentioned your name, dear.
Hello, purveyor of the sensual arts.
Are you referring to me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
Did you hear about this travesty? This terrible
Travesty?
thing they are talking about?
I mean, the people are talking about a lot of things.
They are talking about draining the lake or the shit water into the grotto.
Oh yes, this is exactly what. Give me 2 seconds. 2 seconds. This is exactly what Brigadier Morgan was telling me about.
Yeah, what's so bad about draining the poop water into the grotto?
Well, you see, well, sorry.
The smell will come up from the ground. We will have poop ground. All the ground will be poop.
What, you don't smell it now?
I mean,
I smell it's terrible. We should bring it somewhere else, though.
it could be great fertilizer.
And bring it to the farms. Pick up all the poop water, bring it to the farms. I picked the wrong accent, but I'm sticking with it now.
I
can't do
wasn't
that,
sure like you
sounds
took it
I
out
mean,
of the knee.
I
I'm
need to
happy
go
to
get
know
my
that like
sunglasses.
I'm not the only one struggling with my accent.
You sounds fucking phenomenal.
You think?
Holy shit.
I'm having issues, man.
Natural.
Thank you.
I'm getting into it.
No, that's how he danced. He danced like this. He said, "Yeah, get into it."
Definitely we will have poop ground if they go about this course of decision. It is terrible.
It's so deep down there, though. It'll just flow away. It'll be someone else's problem.
But
Oh
dear,
no, now we have two perspective characters with very opposite ideas of what's going to happen.
Da-
This is-
Both, right?
darlings,
This is conflicting.
I am just not quite sure. Auntie Shaxgort will be pleased with this. With this, sorry, this.
What do you know about the goblin auntie?
It is not about what I know. It is more so about what she provides. This is so difficult. Sorry.
So good.
Miss Purveyor of Sensual Arts, what is it you think about this plan? Do you think the shit water will continue to wash away, or that it will come up from the ground and we will have shit ground? Shitifying our air.
It can't get any worse than it already is.
My problem is that with both of your solutions, solutions, I'm so sorry.
It's alright.
Walk
Just
in.
get it out.
Take your time.
My people, they are getting sick, and
You see?
I am afraid that none none of these solutions would fix the problem.
An understandable concern. I must be away.
He's such a tool.
Hush now, let's not speak behind anyone's back.
And scene?
And scene.
I feel like we resolved nothing.
Fucking terrible.
Well, we didn't resolve, but we don't resolve until after everyone has had a scene.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So what we did though was we used our roles. So for instance, I used my role as perspective to decide that if yes, we turn our solution into the grotto, then the shitty smell will come up from the ground. Right?
Yeah.
And what was yours, Andre?
That it would flush out all the riffraff from the grotto and reduce the criminality of our neighborhood.
Okay.
Both can be true.
And my point was that either way, people will be getting sick. It's not a solution.
So you don't get to decide what will happen. You decide how people feel about it.
I just thought you wanted everyone's opinion.
No, that's literally what our roles are. So like now, if we do this, those two things will happen. They will happen, unless we do other, unless someone takes our roles on. But the people right now are unsure about this. Like they don't think it's gonna work. Is kind of what you were saying, right?
My character's point was really that like either way, like people are gonna get sick. So I feel like if I'm representing the people's opinion, I feel like either solutions would not please the public.
Okay.
Well, one solution is to do nothing, right? So
yeah. So they don't
that.
want you to do nothing, but the solution that was brought up was like it's not a better.
Cool. Nice.
Okay, that makes sense. We see a little bit about how these scenes are going to do that. So and then what we're doing now is our reactions. After every scene, each player can narrate what their main or minor character thinks or does about what is happening, even if they weren't in the scene. So the reaction can just be like a short monologue. What is it? To make a reaction, say where you are and what you see, think, or do. So, like, I don't know, I was in the scene, but I could think like Mike could say like, after the scene, Auntie peeks her head out of the ground and sneering at the thought that they're going to wash out the grotto.
People aren't even on Auntie's radar. You people aren't even on even. You aren't even. She does not. You can come with the Auntie with any concerns you have.
But that's what a reaction is.
I love Auntie. Like, please, at least the accent. Like, make a character with this one. I beg of you. I beg.
The thing is, if you make a reaction as your main character, you can still use your role or do that. So we have some other things that, hang on. The PDF is a little all over the place. So there are some things we can do while we're in a scene. We have some things that we can do. So we can, sorry.
Butcher our accents? Is that
we can butcher, we cannot not butcher our accents.
I'm on it, boss. I got it.
Yeah.
Okay. So we can use our roles in our scene. We can change our roles. Okay.
But this
So
I'm not sure I understood. Like, do I have to like strike a deal with the role I'm trying to overpower? Like,
there can be two people with power. So you're talking about taking someone else's role, which is a different thing.
What do you change role then?
Let me go to the
so
section
many
that
questions.
Yeah. So this is the gameplay stuff. Okay, change your role. If you feel your character's place in the kingdom isn't what it used to be, or you want a different way to influence the kingdom, you can change your role. To switch roles, tell us what your new role is, then show your character embodying that role. So in some way, right? Like, this is an important moment for your character, so show us how they've changed, right? So like, if you're taking power, you must explain why the kingdom obeys you now. Like, what has changed that the kingdom obeys you? If your previous role was perspective, if your previous role was perspective, what you said only comes true if like another person that's perspective decides they want it to, kind of.
Okay, I don't know if I'm ready to change roles since I just started this one.
Yeah. That's one of the things. To overthrow somebody's role, which again, this is only our first scene, right? Yeah. If you want to stop what someone is doing with their role, you can overthrow them and take their role away. You can even undo what they did during this crossroad. You can prove perspectives predictions were wrong. You can countermand power's orders, or show that the people do not have the attitudes Touchstone displayed.
But doesn't that mean that basically, like, for example, I just said that the people wouldn't be happy with either ending. So someone could say, like, what do you mean? They're so fucking happy right now, and suddenly I wouldn't have my role anymore?
No. There are things you have to do in order. But that's like you're attempting to overthrow someone's role, right?
Okay.
If you want to,
everyone is suited to power, kid. It's okay.
You can prevent things from happening. There's another thing called fight or flight, or fight or fix, that I'm going to explain too. This is only if you want to like totally change or prevent something. I'm sorry. Other way around. This is to prove that what was said before isn't true. Like, this proves that, no, this was not actually the community's perspective, for instance. You have to overthrow. But if you can fight or fix instead to change the perspective. It's a different thing.
How about we just keep going with the game and we'll learn as we go? I don't think we need all the rules text right now.
I know, but you have to know the things that you can decide.
Yeah, but I think we feel it out. I think we can go gradually.
Mike wants to play Auntie quick, and you know what? I want to hear his accent
too.
No,
I don't need to play. I'm fine. I don't even know this is happening. I don't take any. I have no reaction.
No, Mike, it's okay. Nothing. I want to hear Auntie's accent too. It's fine. It's fine.
Who wants to do a scene next?
I'm still too nervous to play out my accent, so I'll sit that one out.
You got an idea, Mike? Or because I got one with Rudy.
Oh, let me tell you. You're welcome to present your concerns, Tom. At any time.
So, Rudy the minor. Young 40-year-old dwarf, not yet of age.
So, minor characters can be in scenes, but they can't have their own scenes.
Okay.
No.
They're not. The point is they're not like important enough. Like our main characters are like the movers and shakers of this kingdom. I'll do one with Laws.
Yeah, baby, let's do it.
I want to say Zugs in chat. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Oh, yeah. Who else in the scene? Who else in the scene, Matt?
Who else is in the scene? Let's do one at the gambling house. Who's gambling? Who's feeling like they're gambling? And this could be a major or minor character.
My Arakukra would definitely be there. Wait, are Arakukra the one that can only replicate others' voices?
No, that's Kenku.
Okay, good, because like more accents I could not handle.
I would be there, but I wouldn't be gambling, but I would be performing probably.
You're a performer too?
Oh, you know I jam with this.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so Fliss the Arakokra is gambling. And is it Auntie that's there performing, or Mama Mello?
It's Mama Mello.
Okay, who is Mama Mello?
Mama Mello is a voluptuous, ear genasi, very buxom, and she's a singer. She's a performer. She performs at the bordello. She performs at the casino. She's a local kind of celebrity, you know.
Okay.
So Mama Mello.
Yeah, so Mama Mello is performing today at The gambling house, which we are going to call... Someone else needs to fill in that blank. Like, I'm going to say it again, and someone's going to fill it in. It's going to be great. The gambling house that we are going to call... Didn't happen.
Hook, line, and sinker?
Ooh, that's
That's
nice.
good,
That's
that's good.
nice.
Love it. At hook, line, and
Sinker.
sinker.
I barely know her.
I very quickly put in the things that we can do into the chat too, just so we know the things that we can do during a scene. And if you don't know how to do those things, we'll just explain it then rather than rules dump. That sounds like a great idea. So I can't remember. Mama Mello is playing, and Fliss is gambling.
Yeah. Is it cards? That's cards, right?
Sure. I think there's many things for different people to do. So as you're playing the card game, Laz Gold is making the round. I have to use the accent when I say the name. That's how it's a good name. He's making the rounds. And he's walking around. He's going, yeah, you like to party? I like to party. And he makes his way over to where Fliss is and says, hey there, party birds. How are you liking the entertainment this evening?
Okay, this is my man bird voice, okay? Oh, shit. Hello. It is quite entertaining.
Oh shit, yeah, it's so good.
I
This
know.
one, have you heard of her? She's a local heroine. They call her Mama Mellow, but she does not mellow things out, she pumps it up.
I do feel pumped up. However, I would say I am not gaining a lot of money tonight.
Oh shit, son. You have to keep playing. If you keep playing, you're going to win so big. You're going to take all my money.
Who is the best player in here?
You, definitely you. Keep going. You've got this.
Who is the... I need...
Yeah, you know it. And he just keeps walking. He just keeps walking. And as Mama Mello finishes up the song, he walks over and goes,
I'm fully still playing the song, by the way.
Oh. Okay.
Kill this pirate music.
God damn, I feel like I'm on the open seas, Mama Mello.
No, kill the pirate music.
Oh.
Mike, your voices are so good.
Quiet with the pirates.
And she just takes and a single spotlight just takes her. And she just steps to the microphone. Oh yeah. That's right. You think your mama stays up all night. I want you. I want me without you. And then she just kind of like, just a little...
That's so good.
I want Mama Mello to be my main character.
Yeah, seriously.
Oh my god, this is fun.
Oh my god, Mama Mello, that's fucking fire.
Well, Lars, you're welcome to pay me anytime to work. What are you running again? A discotheque now?
You get so many tips. Don't you make so much money on tips while you're here?
Well, girl has to live.
Bring back the pirate music.
Oh shit. Yeah, okay. She's taking a break. Bring it back now. Do it. I've got to ask Mama Mello on the DL, as it were. Do you smell that shit? That shitty smell?
This whole town smells like shit, darling.
God damn, I saged this whole fucking discotheque. I thought inside, maybe, the smell would not penetrate.
You're going to need something stronger than sage.
What do you suggest, Mama Mello?
I don't know, like a full burning charcoal fire or something. This is ripe.
A whole fire inside of this building. That sounds fucking intense.
We get a smoke machine. It'd be very,
I'm convinced
have a
Matt's
couple of
character...
goblins stand there with fans.
I'm convinced Matt's character goes to raves. He does, I'm sure.
No, he does not. He starts the raves and then watches it from he watches it from afar, going, "Yes, this is the right way." All right, how are we? And I think at some point, let's to add a little bit of the drop. Like people start getting up. People kind of are doing this, right? They're fanning their nostrils from the terrible stink.
But I thought the idea was it wasn't smelling yet because it was only going to smell if we flooded this. Like, why would he be smelling now?
Oh, that's true.
Didn't you say it was going to smell it only if we did the thing?
Well,
what are you talking about, Lonzo? Psycho. I'm fucking psycho. That's why I love you.
Rudy walks out of the bathroom and goes, "Shitter's full," and walks away.
God damn, that's what it was. Okay, that was a great scene. Great A, guys. Great A. We're playing the game. Do you see this game we're playing?
I need to know, what are minor characters supposed to be doing except being like comedic reliefs?
Yeah, minor characters populate our kingdom.
Okay, so they are comedic reliefs.
They fill it out. They might be dramatic, or it might be Tiny Tim who breaks his leg, and if we don't get the medicine, he dies. You know, like
okay,
they could add they can make the place feel more full.
Okay. I want to say, guys, my throat hurt because I decided to do a shitty voice for that guy, but also my cheeks and my abs burned because I've been laughing a lot.
He just died, so it's fine. The guy actually just died.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put for this, right? If we do not drain the sewage into the grotto, the whole neighborhood will smell a little.
But wait, so it's
just a little.
But wait, hold on. So the choice is between it smelling a little or smelling a lot?
Correct.
And the trade-off is what? Just clean drinking water?
Yeah.
Clean drinking water. So and
it's an insane problem now.
Getting rid of the grotto, like flooding out the grotto so it's not around anymore.
Yeah.
Does anyone have a reaction and want to like use their roles?
Fuck, I can't stop laughing at Eve's voice when she said bring back the pirate music. It's not been for like 10 minutes.
I'm glad you liked it, man.
That needs to be... Oh my god. So, how many scenes are we supposed to do per crossroad?
We are going to do 5 scenes because we're gonna fill up these crossroad things. So I'm gonna put some X. So we did 1 scene.
Okay, I feel like, guys, we need to start being consequential here because we're not going nowhere right now.
It's because you're all afraid.
Listen, I'm trying accents for the first
you should
time.
Be afraid.
Give me a break.
Mama Mello, we need a scene.
Yeah.
With Mama Mello front end. We haven't met Mama Mello yet.
What the fuck are you talking about?
I'm sorry, Auntie Shax.
I want
Gould.
Auntie. Give us Auntie.
Someone can begin a scene, but I'm just saying, in no world is this. Auntie's base is in the grotto, so she's not gonna be like, yeah, let's flood the grotto. That's one of you motherfuckers coming out of here.
So, but you know that this is something the community's trying to do, right? So
I am a goblin, and I do not fucking care that this thing smells. So, any of you are welcome to begin a scene going to see Auntie.
I was on Auntie's side, so...
I mean, yeah, if that's what we need, then Brigadier Morgan's gonna strut her way down the grotto steps, down the ladder, over the rope chasm.
And I think as you arrive, my character is talking with Auntie, and she's like, "Listen, we've talked about this before. They're too old. I cannot take them."
Listen, that last one had 3 hands. 3.
Do you realize not many people are willing to fuck with someone with 3 hands?
You just need to find the right one who wants only that. And that's not my problem, kid. That's yours.
Whatever. Oh, Brigadier, I haven't seen you. Sorry. I'll be leaving now. Scene.
No, Liza, you might as well stay. This will be brief.
Ugh.
Well, I should hope it'll be brief.
How can I help you?
Well, it's more of how you can help yourself, Auntie.
I'm listening.
I don't know if you heard about the Alderman's big plans.
Oh, that oaf? Yes, I have. Idiotic as always, in my opinion.
Well, that's just like your opinion, Auntie, but he's got some paperwork on his desk. It's gonna seal your fate down here.
It's gonna seal my fate. Others have said as much.
So,
Elizabeth is kind of just like, she's waiting for the pass.
what we need from you, as the rulers of the Grunion Run, is an evacuation plan.
Guys, it's
and an
Grunion
evacuation
Run.
run.
Fuck's sake.
It's just Grunion Run. This is good.
I sell onions in Grunion Runyon. You hear me, Auntie? We're gonna be starting to flood this thing in a couple weeks. All of your little denizens down here need to be on their way.
I didn't know the decision was approved.
Well, he hasn't signed it yet, but he's going to.
Morgan, how long have you lived in the run?
23 years.
23 years. Have you visited the grotto much?
I prefer to stay, street side.
Of course. Very few of us want to be down here in the dark with the shit.
Well, the shit's not down here yet.
Oh, trust me. It's already here.
So you're saying you wouldn't mind?
God.
I'm saying, what is it worth to you?
What's it worth to me?
Yeah?
Are you trying to, solicit up? I think you're supposed to be bribing me. I'm the one wearing the badge.
Oh no, Morgan, I don't need to bribe you. I can have you replaced.
I don't think so. Old Aldi loves me. I'm his right-hand woman.
You better not tie your friggin' future to Aldi, because let me tell you, that clown's not long for this world.
You know, I could report you for these threats.
You could. And then I'd introduce to my big boys. The two giant goblins just close the gap. And then they just like walk in and just close the doorway.
Oh, who are these companions of yours? What do you
That's
call 'em?
Jimmy Smalls over there.
Jimmy.
And that's Jean Petit. Jean-Luc Petit.
Actually, Jean-Luc Petit would be much more suited for my needs. But
Take him. Easy. I don't need him around here no more.
Are you down here recruiting geezers again?
well, Jean-Luc is not a geezer. And I look at
He's not
Jean-Luc.
my
And I
type.
look at Jean-Luc. I think he's just called you a geezer. An old one at that.
Speak to him. Only I get to speak to Jean-Luc.
Sorry.
That's
You don't
right,
speak to him
only
until
Auntie
you're
gets to
gay.
speak to me. Only Auntie.
Sorry. Auntie, I didn't
Anyway,
mean-
what I'm saying is, if you want your clean streets and you're not stinky ear, what's it worth to you?
Listen, Auntie, I think the decision is yours, right? We're gonna
Oh,
dump
it's
the
not.
shit down
It's
here.
not your precious Aldi's decision.
The decision to dump the shit is ours, but what you're gonna do with your people down here is yours. So if they all drown in it, I mean, that's not gonna be my fault.
And how would that look, Morgan? The city? What are you, the Brigadier? What is that? What does
That's
that
right.
mean?
What's the Brigadier?
So the Brigadier decides to kill all the poor and unwashed with shit,
Hang on.
to
hang on.
drown them in literal shit. I will
I'm
have
not
your
signing
badge.
any paperwork.
I will have your badge in seconds. How easy is that to sell to the run? Fucking Aldi. I'll fucking eat him up.
I thought we would really get somewhere, Auntie. I thought you'd take this one in seriously.
You
but
thought
I
you could
see,
walk down here, propose you flood my home with shit, and you thought we would get somewhere, when you're not even willing to give up a favor.
I didn't realize we were dealing in favors. Of course I'd owe
Nothing's
you a
free
favor.
in this town, kid.
I'd owe you 5 favors if you get the people out of here and make way for the glorious new future of the run.
You'd owe me 5 favors, huh?
No, I do not think it would be a glorious future, no.
How about this, Morgan? How about this? How about just one?
And what do you give me for that?
I'll give you a clean city. Hell, I'll make you fucking alderman. He takes out a bottle of Snoop Wine and drinks.
Morgan says, I'll think about it. And turns.
Yeah, you do that. Come see me when you made the decision.
And heads out of the grotto.
Now, about Jean-Loup and scene.
Nice.
All right. Jean-Luc was an ogre?
Just a big goblin. But yeah, you're an ogre, I guess.
I don't know. I'll make him just...
No, make him like, what's the fucking thing? No, what's the thing that no one likes? No, fuck. I can't think of it now. It's gotta be goblinoid, I guess. What's the goblin? Like not a hobgoblin.
I'm a hobgoblin, baby.
You're a hobgoblin. Grung? No, that's not a grung.
No, grungs are frog people. I don't know.
He's a grung. He's a big grung. That's great. I love that. Yeah, he's a big grung.
And I said he'd be very
Big grungus
suited.
over there.
What the fuck?
Jean-Luc,
You're
the
gonna
big
stuck with a
grung.
giant frog, you frog eater.
Some people into that.
Johnny's asking if we're talking about a bugbear. Do people
Might be
dislike
talking about a
bugbear?
big- I don't
Mr.
know.
Fudge Cookie, we might just be talking about a bugbear.
Hey.
Do I want to react to that? I think I see Morgan Honeywell walking out of the entrance to the grotto, and it just pans to my sunglassed face, and I say, "You don't fuck with the auntie. She's hardcore. She's hardcore." That's it though. That's it. That's all I want to do.
Beautiful.
Okay, so I mean, Auntie said she would make Brigadier Morgan Honeywell alderman.
So what I'm petitioning right now is if Morgan agrees to owe Auntie a favor, Auntie will potentially put her into power. She will basically just have this fucker killed, and she'll take her place. But then you'll owe Auntie a favor.
Yeah, it's a hell of a proposal.
Auntie is hardcore, huh?
So I think then maybe can we resolve it now if we want to resolve this crossroads? Because I think I can resolve it.
No, you may not resolve it yet. We have to fill up the crossroad. That's the thing is now what we're trying to do is like if we want something else, we can try to make shit change. So like to change your mind, kind of. Like I don't know for this one, but like the goal is we do 5 scenes before we resolve a crossroads because to show how this crossroads really is going to how the decision of this crossroads is really going to affect our kingdom.
Okay, but that's before the crossroads actually happens. That we don't want to have the crossroads happen until the end.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. Yep. So we want to do 2 more scenes. I want to talk to the alderman. And I think Brigadier Honeywell is there.
Oh, I was going to play the alderman.
Oh, I think it makes sense to have someone else in the scene. I think it makes sense that you would be there as the right-hand person. But does someone want to play Aldi the alderman?
Yeah, give me power.
Okay.
Wait, alderman is like the person responsible, right?
Yeah.
You're
Just
the one with
like
the paper on the desk. I was about to sign it.
Just like a minor NPC, but that might die in order to give Morgan some pop. But let's see. What do we want to do? Age of Sail? I don't even know what that means. So I think we're in like
You here to see Aldi Laws?
An office or something, right? I don't know.
Yeah.
How old he was?
No, you here to see Aldi, I said, Laws?
Yeah, I need to speak to the Aldi.
Well, then turn around. I gotta frisk you.
Why do you have to frisk?
Because what if you have a weapon?
You
can't just go and
hear
see the
you hear
alderman.
outside of the office. Make sure you frisk them.
See?
Oh, I'm sure I'm packing a weapon. See if you can find it.
Now spread those buns, baby.
And make them cough.
You heard the boss.
I thought I was supposed to provide the entertainment.
All right, he's clean.
That is not true. And I open the door. Aldi!
Wait.
I'll follow behind him and just
Laz. Long time no see.
Aldi, listen to me now.
I am listening.
Are you listening?
I think I am listening.
I'm very worried about this current plan I have heard whispered throughout town.
What are the people whispering?
The whisper of shit, Aldi. Of the smelly shit.
Laz, let me stop you right there. People like the shit talk. I can't do anything about it.
This shit, Aldi. With the raising of the lake bed.
Oh, you're talking about poop lake.
The poo-poo, yes.
Right.
The sewage, we call it.
Right,
You can call it whatever you want, Honeywell. I call it the shit smell.
Right.
You see,
that's been an issue for a while now.
I'm telling you, Aldi. The whole town smells now, and something must be done with it. But right now, it only smells a little. If you drain the sewage into the grotto, the whole town will smell, and commerce will come to an end. Nobody will want to come to a shitty-smelling part of town.
You're right. Tourism has been great for business. You're right. But tell me, Laz, give me another solution here.
It is not for me to come up with solutions.
Well, you're the one telling me we have a problem.
Finger on the pulse of this community. And I know which way the wind blows. If we do not have a strong enough blowing wind to blow the shit smell far away, then, though it may not die, commerce will also slow down. People do not want to come to a part of town that smells a little bit like shit either. So what's your plan, Aldi?
What if, listen to this, what if we took a big massive pile of dirt and we just dried out the lake? No more water, no more problem. Mike, I can't hear you.
That sounds like a great idea.
Aldi. I think if you do not make a decision to do something about this water, I think your time is limited here.
Laz.
Is that a threat?
Are you saying what I think you're saying?
It better not be a threat, Laz.
There's a goblin with a mustache and a knife just sitting like 3 feet away. Like a big mustache and a knife.
Instead of Aldi the alderman, they are called to call you Uni, the unemployed. And then he backs up out of the room.
This game has no right being this funny. What the fuck?
Brigadier slams the door. Who's this goblin?
Brigadier. Hey, sorry, the French accent came out a little bit.
Yes, Aldi, I'm listening.
Do you think the third idea was good? Be real with me.
Well, if you want the truth, I just don't know where we'd find that much dirt. And also, if we put the dirt in the lake, the water's got to go somewhere.
The dirt just like suck it up, and it's gonna be gone.
Probably.
It's called dilution or something like that.
Oh, is it?
I want to let people watching stream know. I know that's not dilution.
Alright. So that is... Does anyone want to react to that scene?
Who's all stabby in the corner? What's his take?
That's Mark the Knife.
Muck like the Pokemon?
No, Mark the Knife.
He's just Mark, but with a knife.
Send Mark out there. Tell him to give Aldi a new asshole.
We have one scene left. Maybe I mean we could definitely do and the Aldi the Alderman gets stabbed to death.
Well, no,
Please
actually, I have an
that.
idea of how eventually Power is going to decide this, but I don't know if that's a scene or if that's what you do at the end.
No, I think that's what we do at the end.
I do want to say I called dibs on playing Aldi when they died.
Right now the scene is this: is that I don't know if Morgan has agreed to my proposal yet. So I don't know if we need to resolve that. Right now, Auntie just had an offer on the table, but she said she'd think about it, so I don't have any answer yet. We'll decide what she does ultimately, because unless she's not going to do it unless she gets something for it.
The rule is that minor characters can't initiate scenes. Is that
correct? Correct. They can populate a scene, but.
I mean, I could have a scene. I haven't done like my own scene yet. So
yeah.
If you want, what character do you want in the scene, Andre?
Rudy.
Oh, Rudy's... perfect. Yeah, let's just sing with Rudy and Auntie. That's great. I love that.
Knock, knock, knock.
You may enter.
Auntie, it's Rudy. Rudy Digwith.
Rudy, sit down. Do you want some Snoop wine?
Sure.
I stole a shipment of this. It's all I drink these days. Why don't you? I'll give you a glass. Jean-Luc, get him a fucking glass.
Type of fruit?
Yeah, here's a glass. This is for you.
Yeah, it's a... There you go. I'll pour you a glass.
Look. Ooh, that's
delicious,
really
isn't it?
good.
13.5% alcohol. Can you believe it?
You know down to the decimal.
The decimal. It takes exactness. It takes accuracy to run an operation. But Rudy, you're a dwarf. You know this well. What can I do for you today?
It's more of I got sent down here with a message. See, I was walking over to Ace in the Hole and got stopped in the street by one of those Bobby boys with the hats, and he handed me this and said, "Bring it down here to Auntie. It's from the Brigadier."
All right. I'll read it. Yeah, sure. Give it to me. The fuck does it say?
Dear Auntie, I've thought long and hard about your proposal, but Aldi's latest idea of dumping a bunch of dirt in the lake was such a dumbass move. He's gotta go. I owe you one. B.
I mean, what kind of person thinks that dumping dirt in a lake will remove the lake anyway? It would just make the lake bigger. It would just further. Okay, Rudy. Let's get down to brass tacks. Here's the situation. I don't want to flood this fucking place with sewage water. I don't want to flood this place with shit.
Yeah,
I don't want any shit in this town. Listen, I want this place to continue to earn. I want this place to be popular for tourists. I need to make money. I skim off the top, as you know. Let's say this. Can't your boys just dig a tunnel down to one of these old mining shafts where you just dump all the shit down there?
That's a great idea. I think there's a couple weak walls we could just punch through, and then the shit would flow, as they say.
So I'll tell them I'm flooding the grotto, and I'll be like, "Oh, my operation! Oh no!" And I'll relocate to above ground. But meanwhile, all my operations will continue on here. We'll just flood those fucking tunnels instead. Get rid of the shit water. Get rid of the shit. Everyone's happy, right?
And we can route it past the main entrance so that only the people that know about the secret entrances can still get down here. But the normies and stuff, they'll have to remain upstairs.
Exactly. And I'm gonna have an idea for this this alderman. Oh, I got an idea for this one, let me tell you.
So should I bring a message back up topside?
Yeah, I'm amenable. You can tell the brigadier I'm amenable, and you can also tell her congratulations.
Oh, I will. It's one of my favorite words to say in this voice.
You're a good man, Rudy.
Thank you so much, Auntie, and thanks for the Snoop wine.
Alright, I'm gonna send you a case.
Oh my goodness, you are too kind.
Fell off the back of a truck, it's okay. Alright, kid, I'll see you.
Rudy will bow out and back out of the room without turning his back, because that would be rude.
Okay. Laz is gonna react to that. Laz is standing at the edge of the lake, looking out with like a kerchief with perfume wrapped close to his nose. And he's standing with Fliss the Aarakocra. He says,
"Yeah.
Fliss, you have very quickly become my best friend in the whole world. But I have been ruminating upon a point recently. I think that if they decide that instead of flushing out all the tunnels, they tried to flush out some other shittier tunnels instead, then things will be totally fucked up. I think it will actually, like, mess with the entire structure of the streets, and there will be, like, sinkholes and shit. Like, literally sinkholes of shit.
So, like...
That would be fucked.
So, like, what should we do?
That's it. The reaction is just supposed to be,
fuck.
like, a short thing. Yeah, that's it.
Man, you really don't want us to have a good solution, do you?
No, I'm
You
trying
want
to...
start a crisis.
Well, I don't want to, you know...
I can't wait to get to the main campaign and revisiting what the fuck is it called again?
Parsa?
Grunion Run. I cannot wait to play the main campaign and have my character go through Grunion Run and see what
It's just you can just call it
Grunion
the
Run.
run.
and
The
see
run.
what it has
The run.
become.
So that's the crossroads is all up. So now we need to resolve our crossroads. So,
I want my main. Actually, I'm
so
gonna play the
we're gonna find out what choice the kingdom makes. A lot can happen when a crossroad resolves. But instead of role-playing scenes, we're just gonna use short narration to describe the action. These are the steps. The first is to review the crossroad. Okay, our crossroad was. So first we're supposed to decide if this is gonna be the end of our game, but I think this is not gonna be the end of our game. No. So the crossroads is
our time is the shit water.
Yeah. Will the kingdom drain our sewage into the grotto? If yes, we do. The shitty smell will come up from the ground. Criminality will go down in the town, but commerce will become seriously hurt. But if we do not, the whole neighborhood smells a little bit. The alderman's going to lose his title, and commerce will slow down some.
All right. I just want to clarify. The deal was that Auntie would agree to flood the grotto, at least in name, in return for a favor owed from Morgan, and Morgan become that's saying that would happen if the grotto was flooded, not if it wasn't.
No. But I predicted that like the alderman would lose his title if it wasn't.
Oh, he's gonna
one way or another.
lose for it.
Like I don't know if it's a lose
The guy's a
for
fucking
him.
idiot, so no one should be surprised by that. I don't think.
That doesn't necessarily mean Honeywell becomes alderman, but it just means the current alderman wouldn't be out. And now power decides.
So I think what you see, guys, is you see a dark tunnel. You see oh, can I go?
Yeah. No.
You see a dark tunnel, and you see a bound and gagged Ali the Alderman being carried by Jean-Luc and Jimmy Smalls
Not
down the
Jean-Luc.
shaft. And he's bound and gagged, and they kind of get to the end of the tunnel, and they just unceremoniously throw him down like a little cliff. Not super. It's like super. They just throw him down like a 10, 20-foot drop, whatever, into the rock. And you just see Auntie's face poke over the edge, and she goes, "You try to flush me? I'll fucking flush you." And then they leave. And you see the dwarf sealing it up like Casca on and then just shit. Just drowns him in shit.
That's good.
So Auntie
Okay.
does flood. She agrees to flood the grotto. She puts all her enemies and political prisoners down there. While it floods, they all drowned immediately, with the undesirables, and then she expects that favor in return from Morgan, and she kills the alderman. She has Aldi killed, drowned in his own shit, as he deserves.
Fucking wonderful. So now perspective goes. We tell whether of our predictions.
Also, this is marketed from Auntie as solving two problems in one. We'll deal with the rising lake water. We flood the cisterns. We'll drop the water level and get rid of the shit at the same time.
Yeah.
It's a great idea, I gotta say.
So we have two people with perspective, and we decide if these things come true or not. And we decide that.
How do we agree or disagree?
A prediction created by character. So the predictions you came up with, you decide if it's still true or not.
Okay.
And then you're supposed to describe your character seeing this happen. Like in like a short narration thing, like Mike just did.
So we'll do a little bit of a time a montage where the brigadier trades the badge of the law enforcement guardship for the wig and robe of the alderman, and looks out of the window with her arms behind her as the expected criminality that was meant to go down due to Auntie's machinations and genius sidestep maneuver there. Criminality does not go down. It actually comes up because Auntie now has an office on the top side, on the surface. So that prediction does not come true.
Okay, interesting. Very interesting. Okay. So I think for the other two together, right? The shitty smell coming up from the ground and Commerce being seriously hurt. We see Losgold walking down the street next to that big fountain in the center. And it was kind of a rainy day, so it's kind of muddy, and like you hear that wet squish below his boots. And he looks around at a street that's much emptier than the streets we've seen thus far. And he goes, "This was a shitty decision." And I think both of those do come true. So this is gonna be it.
So you're telling me crime is up.
Ruin the neighborhood. Yeah.
It smells like shit, and the commerce is gonna suffer like hell. Cool.
Well,
Cool.
we did it, guys.
Fuck Parsa.
Okay. So, and now, Touchstone, how does your character feel about that? Give us a little narration about how Elizabeth Montpellier feels about this.
I think I'm on my bordello with my girls and boys, and some of them are like weeping because they're scared for their life. They feel threatened by the augmented crime, and some of them are also coughing blood. They're getting awfully sick because of the smell, and it's a sad time for the population of Grunion Run, right? I say while laughing.
Now,
It's not actually Runyon, right?
It is Grunion Run.
Touchstone can decide.
Oh shit.
Touchstone gets to decide how close the community is to a crisis.
I think it's bad right now.
At the resolution of our crossroads, you can choose to check or uncheck up to 2 boxes in crisis.
And up to
So, like,
where do I need to for crisis?
So you can like check none, you can check 1, or you can check 2. And then like in the next crossroads, if we do good things, you can actually choose to like uncheck some, so we're moving further away from a crisis.
Like, how much do I need for a crisis?
You decide. You decide how people feel. It's the community. A crisis is when the people of the community feel the crisis, and her character is like the stand-in for the majority of the community.
Here's my thing though, guys. I don't understand how it's an either or, and yet you choose one option, everything gets worse. That doesn't seem like an actual either or to me. Like, how is it that we did something and it wasn't like a trade-off, but like everything got worse? Like, I'm just confused.
Yeah.
Wouldn't one of those situations have to have been resolved by this like situation? Like something would have gotten worse, but something also have to have gotten better.
So perspective decides that. Because
yeah,
the idea was...
what I'm saying is though, isn't the situation either this happens or this happens? So if the situation was either we flood the shit or it smells like shit, okay, we flood it, but then it still smells like shit. How is that how's that a choice? I just don't get that.
That's how we clumsily set it up as perspective.
No, but I'm saying like but I'm saying that doesn't make any sense.
The one positive The one positive though is that we did manage to drain the layer of sewage off of the lake, so the lake is now.
And for Auntie, I think she's happy because she has an alderman who owes her a favor, so it's good for her personally.
Yeah, that's good. But now the lake is now cleaner. The fish are coming back. The frogs are spawning and croaking.
Right. So I guess the good thing would be the lake is not polluted anymore.
Yeah,
and
that's the.
I'll add that.
To be fair, I think this being our first crossroad, we kind of like royally fucked it up.
Yeah.
No, because it's princess and either or, and both have pros and cons. If one only has pros and the other only has cons, that's not a choice. That's not a meaningful choice. Yeah. Like, that's why I think perspective has to be careful, because if you make everything that has a negative, then there's no point of it even choosing in the first place.
Yeah.
You have to have you have to have the pros and cons set up, so like this is the choice you're making, that's a meaningful choice. If one is just all bad because that's what I decide to do, that doesn't make any sense. I mean, it does for me. I'm happy I've grown my power, but like still, it's just like it feels weird to me.
Yeah.
Like there has to be some positive thing that happens, whether it's the lake or whatever. Like, you know what I mean? Like if it's an either or situation, one can't be all good and the other can't be all bad.
Yeah, that's a good one for next crossroad. So the other question on the crisis is like, do we need to have 5 ticks for the crisis to trigger?
Because that's why I was gonna. Okay, 5. Okay, because I was gonna like if it's 3.
You can only. No. It's once all the boxes are full.
Yeah. Okay.
But right now you can fill up to 2 of them. So tell me how many.
So I think this was very aggravating for the population. This is a 2 checkbox situation.
That makes sense to me.
Agreed.
Okay. Okay, so we don't have a crisis. We have not. Yep, we have not done that. So now we're gonna decide. I mean, we're not gonna do this tonight. I think we'll do this next time we play. But we're gonna decide how much time we want to go by before the next crossroads. It can be months. It can be years.
Ooh,
we can, if we let time pass, we're gonna do an action called time passes. But we all have to. Time doesn't pass unless we all agree, and then we can decide what that looks like. But we will.
Yeah, we're deciding next time, right?
We will do that next time. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, everyone that was viewing this mess of a game that we were learning how to play all together on stream.
We're not always this chaotic, I promise.
Well, that's not true. Sometimes we play games that we know how to play. But I think this was fun. I know for me, you guys can. This is my first foray into a totally like GM-less, dice-less. I mean, I guess I've played other things, but we
never get to be flagrant. What the hell?
Boys, we're gonna be on that trolley next time. I chose him because I can't wait for the trolley scenes.
My new office is on the trolley.
Oh, I was about to say fucking Brigadier's new office on the trolley.
That is
fine. You take the trolley.
No, you can have the
front and then one's at the back of the trolley.
We're both on the trolley. There's different sides of it.
I love it.
Oh my god.
Yeah, thank you. We have other stuff we're going to be doing, but I don't know what that stuff is or when it's going to happen. So,
well, you guys know one thing, but I don't know if anyone's got my invite yet. It's going to happen.
Follow our socials.
Yeah, follow our socials.
Yeah,
everything is linked in the about section, and we'll keep you updated from there without a doubt.
If you are like 90 years old, we have a Facebook. If you are a baby, we have a TikTok.
I'm offended, but okay.
If you haven't deleted the app yet, we have a Twitter.
If you're a freak, we have an Instagram.
If you're a fucking nerd, we have a Reddit.
No, we do.
And we even have a YouTube channel, guys.
Boy howdy. We're gonna play some more Kingdom 2nd Edition, and we're gonna jump right into doing some crossroads. We are not going to just set up for an hour and a half. Thank you for watching. You're all wonderful, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Right.